Time now for Focus, and today it brings us to meet a man whose wife left him to join the Islamic State group in Syria. She took their 6-year-old son with her. Afrim's story isn't a solitary story. There's others like him across Europe and including in Italy, where online media and the mafia are said to play a leading role. Our correspondents Natalia Mendoza, Bernard Benarida and Charlotte Devon-Wetton sent us this report.
Afrim keeps his most precious memories in here.
It was our wedding day. This is what she looked like when I met her.
This is Valbona. She was born and raised in Albania, where she met Afrim, a fellow countryman. After their wedding, they settled here in this village on the outskirts of Milan in the north of Italy. They got given a council flat in this building, and it's here that their 3 children were born. Valbona was leading an ordinary life like so many other Muslims in Italy.
She was a normal woman, Muslim but not practicing. She didn't pray and she dressed in a Western style. Then she started to change the way she dressed and started to pray. I noticed that she was spending all of her time on the computer or looking at her phone. We started to fight because she was forcing the girls to pray.
Despite these signs, Afrim didn't think for a moment that she was becoming radicalized and that she was preparing to run away.
One morning she said a friend had invited her to have lunch at midday. At 5:30, my daughter called to say, "Mum's still not home." I tried calling, but she didn't answer. I called and called, but she never picked up. Then my daughter went into our bedroom and said, "Dad, all of Mum's clothes have gone."
These are the last images of Valbona in Italy, taken by video surveillance in Bergamo airport, just before she flew to Istanbul. When she left, she took Alvin, her 6-year-old son, with her.
3 days later, she wrote saying, "I've gone to Syria." I asked, "Why have you taken my son?" And she replied, "I'm keeping Alvin. You keep the girls. Your son will call you when he's grown up."
The investigation carried out by Italian anti-terrorism police confirmed that Valbona had joined Islamic State group in Syria after having viewed hundreds of pages of Islamic propaganda on the internet. But Italy is also a logistical base, like in the case of Anis Amri, who committed the 2016 Christmas market terrorist attack in Berlin. He arrived in Sicily in 2011 and lived here in this town south of Rome before leaving for Germany. Walter Dian coordinated one of the teams involved in investigating the network that helped Amri during his stay in Italy.
The investigation started with the analysis of Anis Amri's telephone. Here we can see a group of Italian counterfeiters. Our investigation revealed that one of them was given the job of supplying fake documents to Anis Amri, who needed them.
These are some of the documents seized during the investigation. Fake ID papers, prepaid telephones, international bank transfers. Enough to move through Europe undetected, thanks to a vast Italian network of logistical support.
The investigation revealed that Anis Amri had met with people here in Italy, some of whom are dangerous because they're radicalized.
Anis Amri and Valbona Berisha, 2 examples that confirm the presence of Islamic State group soldiers in Italy. And so, how come Italy has not been targeted by terrorist attacks? This ex-prosecutor of the National Anti-Mafia Directorate believes that in addition to the expertise of the Italian anti-terrorism agencies, there is another factor that he considers significant.
Jihadist organizations are involved in the trafficking of drugs, arms, archaeological artifacts, diamonds and black market oil. They sell all that throughout Europe by dealing with the mafia organizations here, like 'Ndrangheta and Camorra.
The Calabrian and Neapolitan mafia, who seem to be the favoured business partners of the Islamic State group in Europe.
So it's in the mafia's interest that nothing happens on Italian soil, as they're benefiting enormously from this trafficking. And this is contributing in a way to protecting our country. Because if there were to be a terrorist attack in Italy, the authorities would be inflexible in their reaction, and that would damage the mafia's business.
Since 2015, 322 radicalised individuals have been deported from Italy.